there's a late playoff push from Millwall, and Sky Sports and the Premier League are absolutely crapping themselves. It's going to happen. Love this tweet from Bish this week. Welcome back to our Lions Walk. It is 20 minutes of reviewing the very best and the very worst of social media takes from the Millwall 7 days. We're also talking about, does Alex Neil deserve more credit than what he's getting? We're also talking about silencing the Jenson haters. What a performance that was against Watford. We're talking about wages and who do we want up from League One, and we're doing that with two of the finest up-and-coming sports journalists for Millwall in Callum and Charlie. Check them out on Twitter if you haven't got already. And we're recording this before the Leeds game, so the results might get even better before we get finishing this one. Leeds are absolutely terrified that Millwall are going to go 3 for 3 with them this week, but we'll talk about that game next week. We are reviewing the Watford game, Charlie, which was an impressive second half, not so much the first. What was your take on that particular 90 minutes?
Yeah, Saturday was definitely the definition of a game of two halves. The first half, I think, it was just really poor from us. I think we never really got going. It was sort of, everyone started to ask questions because obviously Honeyman was back in the squad and everyone was a bit like, what is going on? But second half, we came out like a completely different side and created so many more chances. And it was really good to see us take them chances as well. I can't remember last time we scored 2 goals in a game again. I think it was Leeds in the Cup. So, yeah, hopefully we can continue with it. Coburn was a bit... It's good to see him on the score sheet again, but at the same time, it's a bit of like a weird one because his performance wasn't that great throughout the 90. But then he does go on to score a loop header in the last minute. And if he keeps getting them goals, I think his goals-to-game ratio for us is quite good, actually. So, yeah, good show by the striker, and hopefully we can continue scoring more goals.
Absolutely. And this was a tweet of Samuel Jensen. We need to talk about RBW to Kramer to Coburn. That was a little bit special. Cheers for that, Charlie. We'll talk about Alex Neil in a second, and just whether he needs a little bit more credit. But Callum, who else impressed for you?
I thought Cooper was very good. I thought the back two of Tanganga and Cooper done really well. I was impressed with Jenson. I thought. Obviously, we'll speak about him in a minute, but I'm probably one of a Jenson hater, I would say, because he drives me up the wall sometimes as a fan. But no, I thought he made really good saves in that game. I thought, yeah, like Charlie, first off, we were so poor. I think if we're gonna take that next step to get to the playoffs, I don't think the performance in the first half shows that we're capable of getting and reaching into that top 6 at the moment. But yeah, no, I think, RBW when he came on, Reece Bangura Williams came on, done really well, super well. And yeah, who else would I say? I'd say probably Dinora as well. I think Dinora done fantastically well, especially the goal that he scored as well to equalise was a brilliant finish.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. It's a sign of a good manager, though, isn't it, Charlie? When you're not playing well in the first half, and then he brings the team in, does the team talk, makes some changes, and then they come out and you go and win the game. Do we need to give Alex Neil a bit more credit? Luke says, "I love you, Alex Neil. You beautiful bald man." Modern Alex Neil, get the second half right. How are the Millwall fans on the terraces that you talk to and you engage with? How are they feeling about this appointment? Because it was a lukewarm, I think, reception, wasn't it, when he was appointed?
I think there wasn't much excitement around when he was appointed because I think everyone thought they knew what he was about. But since he's come in, I think it's been very mixed. We've had some really good performances, and like you say, I think we've seen his coaching come into play. I think if you look at even the second half against Crystal Palace last week, we came out in that second half like a completely different side to the first half. And it happened again on Saturday against Watford. I think he's definitely got that sort of leadership within the squad. You can see, for example, at half-time, you saw the difference he must have made at half-time. Because that wasn't just the players thinking, oh, we're going to turn up now. He must have ignited something there. And I think it's very clear to see his ideas that he's got. He likes his wing play. He likes his forwards. He likes his wing-backs to push up, like Kramer getting the crosses in the box. I think Tuesday night against Bristol City, he got a few decisions wrong. And he realised he needed to sort of bring some experience back in the team. I think that's why we saw Honeyman come into play on Saturday. But Bangura Williams started on the wing on Tuesday as well, and I think we saw that probably wasn't his best position. I think he's much more suited to the 10, which Alex Neil then brought him into on Saturday when he brought him on, and we saw him create play, link up. And I think that's something I like about Alex Neil as well. He is developing the young players properly, like giving Bangura Williams even minutes, giving Amaku the right minutes coming back from his injury. And yeah, I think he got it spot on Saturday.
Okay. Let us know in the comments whether you agree with all the above. Jenson, Callum, I know you've spoken many, many times on here about him, but there's lots of tweets like Tom says, I don't want to see any more Jenson hate. Good shot stopper, loves the club. Get behind him. Are you changing your mind about him, given certainly his performance against Watford? Or is he too inconsistent still for you?
No, do you know what? Like he does pull off these really good saves in games, and they keep us from not conceding, which is what you want your goalkeeper to do. You want your goalkeeper to, be a shot stopper and save, really good, save us goals, basically. But for me, the reason why I don't like him as of yet is because he's not commanding. He doesn't command his box. I think you've seen at times this season where he's been a bit afraid to come out of his goal in crosses, and if, for example, a striker's in 1-on-1 with him and Tanganga's there and he doesn't know whether to come out or not, these things keep cropping in throughout the season where the defenders don't know whether he's coming out or whether he's coming to get the ball or not, and that could bring a little bit of tension with the backline and the goalkeeper. And for me, he does that quite often, and people that I speak to at the games and stuff, they see it as well. Now it's a matter of opinions at the end of the day. Like, some people like him, some people are a bit nervous when he's on the ball. But yeah, that's my issue. He's not commanding enough for me, and I think that's why you see in games he does get the defenders on his case at times during games.
Yeah, I think you said it right there, Mark. I think it's his inconsistency, because if you look at him on Tuesday against Bristol, he honestly had me sitting in the stands fuming. I was really disappointed with his performance on Tuesday. For the second goal, it was a simple ball put him. He could have caught it really easily, but he parried it straight to the Bristol player. And I think everyone around me sort of sighed as that happened. And the frustration was towards Jenson at that point. And also, I think his distribution, it's not something I think it's really important for a goalkeeper, but I think in the way the game's evolving, you have to be able to at least play the simple passes. And I think sometimes he gets the ball, he just kicks it up in the air, and it lands straight at the opposition. It's the inconsistency you have to get, because he does have really good qualities as that shot stopper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mark, one thing I would say as well, just to add, one thing I would say is I think regarding Alex Neil, he's done a phenomenal job since he's come in, but I still don't think he knows his best team. Which is why we keep seeing the changes in the starting lineup. But that might be the players that are at his disposal at the moment. But I think at this moment in time, I think we just need to get, as we said before, I think he needs these players in. I still don't think he's got the players that he needs in. So we'll have to just wait until the summer and see what happens.
While we're on the subject of goalkeepers, we need to just get your quick views, if you can, on the FA's decision to now extend Liam Roberts' ban by an additional 3 games to 6. I can guess what the answer to my next question is going to be here, but I'll ask it anyway. Charlie, your reaction to that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw it coming as soon as the FA put their statement out about it. It's a shame, really, because I think maybe Liam Roberts would have been in for a chance of getting some first-team action with some of Jenson's performances lately, but now obviously we're seeing him get a bit better, and it's a bit all up and all over the place. But at the end of the day, he's our second choice keeper, and I think he was Alex Neil's second choice keeper. So I don't think it's going to make that much difference to our season. It's a shame for Liam Roberts. I don't think it's deserved as a 6-game ban because of the amount of similar challenges we've seen. We talked about him last week. Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair on him, but I guess we've got to move on with it now and show our support to Liam Roberts and welcome him back if he does play for us again.
Okay. Right. Cheers for that. Finally, then, this week we're looking at wages, and there's been some graphics made of potentially what each club is paying out now. Of course, this is not confirmed yet because we don't even have all the accounts for any of the clubs here, but it's been suggested, Callum, that Millwall were in the bottom 6 clubs in terms of spending, around about 11 million in the annual payout. First of all, does that surprise you?
No, I don't. No, it doesn't surprise me one bit. I think it's probably about right. Us being in the lower, the lower half of the league. I think we haven't really spent as much money as some of the other teams in the league. I think our recruitment strategy now is obviously, bringing in through younger players and selling them off for big money. So I think our highest transfer, signing would be Negley for 4. Was it 4? I think it's £4 million. So yeah, I mean, with the players that we've been bringing in, it's understandable, and obviously we haven't got a massive squad as well, which is a massive part to play in this as well. When you look at the likes of Leeds and Luton, they've got quite valuable players in their squad. So it's about right, I think.
We have a look then at the top earners here for a second. Again, this is all her saying. It's all not confirmed here. But Charlie, when you look down that list, is there any surprises here?
I'd say probably Winter was a bit of a surprise, but obviously he's on loan, so we obviously don't know how much of that salary he's covering.
Yeah, of course.
Because obviously we only see him for about 5 minutes once in a blue moon. So, I think some people would argue Joe Bryan's wage being so high, considering some of the performances he puts in. But I actually think it's kind of fair, considering we did get him on a free. Same thing for Tanganga, which I think he's obviously worth every penny, probably more. We should probably give him that as a bonus every week as well, the way he plays for us. So yeah, I think maybe Watmore as well is a bit high, but his contract's up in the summer, so hopefully we'll see a few of them switch around soon.
Okay. All right, then finally this week we're asking which team we'd like to come up from League One. We think Millwall obviously going to be in the Championship next season, possibly not. If everything goes well. So that's not the one I wanted. I want that one instead. There we go. Here's the 8 teams that we think are going to be challenging, or thereabouts. We think Birmingham are already there, but who would we like to see as an away day next season? Callum, give us your one, please.
I think everyone who's watching this will know who I'm going to say. I'm going to say Charlton. I mean, us and Charlton, we've obviously got that rivalry. I'd love to see Charlton come up. Got loads of Charlton friends. And yeah, it's just one of them games where, it's one of them go-to games when the season starts. You look out for it. Exactly. We always like to have a little 6-pointer against them, 2 wins, extra points. But yeah, no, I'd go for Charlton, and I would like to see Wrexham. Me personally, I think, the story of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McKinley going in as owners, the documentary that's out at the minute, I think they've done extremely well, coming up through the league. So I'd love to see Wrexham up next season as well.
Wrexham versus Millwall. Well, there's a fixture that is going to be interesting for the police force. Was right, Charlie?
I think as an away day, I wouldn't mind Charlton. It's a close game. It's a very big rivalry between us. So I think that would be a good day out. But at the same time, if I want to see them promoted, is a different thing. I think I wouldn't mind seeing them all crying at Wembley. That'd be quite funny. But apart from that, I wouldn't mind Stockport coming up as well. It's like a different one. Okay. We've never seen them up there before, so I think it'd be a good one.
All right, let us know in the comments which of those teams you would love to see come up, and we'll read some of these out next week. Right, thank you, you guys. Look, enjoy your trip to Ellen Road. We've already had our Burnley and Sheffield United fans on, wishing you good luck and hoping that you do it for them, as well as for yourselves. And we'll see you in 7 days' time, of course, to review it as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Do drop us a subscribe and a like if you've only just found us as well. Good to see you. Have a great week.